everyone, and welcome to another video. Last week I created like a piece of wire art and I was struggling to kind of figure out what to do with the base, including using everything from resin to hot glue. I just didn't have the right molds to make the resin work, and I still have a significant amount of resin left and I would like to use it, and I thought that this would be a cool time to try out a stained glass resin design. To do this, I have some wax paper because I think things will peel off of it nice and easy. Yeah, I stand corrected. I've noticed that different sides of wax paper react differently to things, so I'm going to do a glue test on the other side of the wax paper before I even begin. So I'm going to let that dry and do a peel test of this as well. But the plan would be that I would create my design with hot glue because I think it will be easy to peel, but it will also create a barrier for the resin, which I think is super important to kind of create that look. And then afterwards I will paint it with black acrylic paint to look like the filler lines between the glass. This is dry. Let's do a peel test on this side of the wax paper. Still not excellent. Test number 3, you can barely see it, but it is this clear acrylic stamping block. I need something that's clear so that the UV light can penetrate, and I think this might be a winner. So I'm going to do a glue test here, and let's see how it peels. I'm starting to think it might be this glue stick. All right, this is my cutting board, well, the back of it. Let's see how this test goes. Better! Yes, this is what I wanted. Okay, this is what we're gonna go with. I'm gonna keep it nice and thin so that hopefully there won't be an issue with it not being clear enough for me to do the back. And let's just go from there. So I am actually going to go for a leaf here, and I'm nervous that I'm going to mess it up, so I'm going to sketch it in pencil first. So this top portion is just a little bit rough, we shall say. I think I made this a little too small, but I think for testing out this technique, it's not terrible. And I have a different idea instead of using the regular colorant because I do want it to stay really transparent. So I am going to line up the bits here with the resin. I also think that not going in with the colorant and mixing it will avoid air bubbles, which is what I want. Now I'm going to take my UV lamp. I actually got this in a nail kit a long time ago. I'm going to pop this over top and I'm going to leave it set for a long time. Also, gosh, how cool does stuff look under UV light? Like even the glue just looks awesome. So I'm going to tap that twice for 2 minutes just to make sure it is extra solid, and then I will try to peel it up. All right, I think the time is up and it's time to peel. It feels hard. You can kind of hear the tap it makes. Let's see if it comes up. So the pieces were just a little too thin and actually broke off. So I'm actually going to try another method, technique, I don't know what to call it, in which I'm going to thicken this up just a little bit so that it doesn't break so easily. And I am actually going to make kind of some sort of mold slash frame with polymer clay. So what I'm actually going to do is I am going to roll this out nice and flat with this fancy rolling pin that I got, and then I'm going to cut the shape of this leaf out and then remove it after I finish curing it. So let's do that. To be honest, how cute is this freaking rolling pin? It is adorable. Now that I have got this all put together, I am going to go around it with my X-Acto knife and create the shape of my leaf. So I'm gonna hyperlapse through that. All right, I changed my design a touch to kind of suit what I'm doing more. Of course, there's a hole. Why wouldn't there be? That makes about the right amount of sense. It's got some little pieces kind of hanging out on the side over here that I don't love. But I am testing to see if this technique will work, if it will do what I want it to do, and then I can worry about making cool stuff later. So I'm actually going to bend this to make it pop off. Like that. Yeah. Ooh! Yes! That is what I wanted. It's a little bubbly. Obviously, if I'm using the polymer clay, I probably pretty easily could have used the heat, so I don't know why I didn't. But not bad, actually. I'm actually going to sand this and cut some of these edges off, and then I will see about if I sand it, maybe I can make this back portion a little bit clearer. I think a lot of the reason it's not so clear is because I have some of the old clay from the last couple attempts I did. So I'm just going to take some regular scissors and I'm going to kind of trim up these edges. And I have sandpaper laying around that I'm going to use to smooth this. Right, the edges have been smoothed out and I've sanded everything, and I actually covered it with a clear nail polish to make it shiny once again. And now the last thing I'm going to do to kind of test this little theory is I'm actually going to take Sharpie and draw on the back. And I'm just going to use this green because that's what I had out for my original leaf design. You may also notice that I drilled a hole into this. That is obviously just optional. It's definitely translucent, which is what I wanted. You can still see the bubbles, of course. That can be fixed earlier on if you are a little more careful compared to me. I'm actually going to string some baker's twine through this hole really quickly, and then we will take it to the window and see how it turned out. Right, here's the finished piece. Now let's take it over to the window. Honestly, it is not that bad. I think if I would have popped the bubbles, it would have been better. If we could make resin pieces in whatever shape we need, that's maybe then when we could take in the hot glue and create an actual design out of them. I think that would be super, super neat, actually. And I kind of want to test this briefly and kind of show you how to put things together to make them more stained glass like. Okie dokie, round two. I have filled these two. I'm actually going to make two of these and one of these big ones, and I'm going to use that to create a geometric kind of piece. I have popped my bubbles. I have made sure that it has filled all the corners nicely, and it already has the holes in it. This is actually a mold designed for resin. So now I am just going to set this underneath my UV lights and come back when I have all of my pieces. Attempt 2, much clearer. I'm actually really liking the way this is turning out. I've got my big square, and I've got my other mini rectangle, and I'm actually going to kind of set them up in this design is what I was thinking. Do I want to do something more like this? No, I like this. My original thought, it almost looks like a boom box. It would kind of be cool to draw that in there, but I don't think I'm going to. I actually think I've got some pastel Sharpies here, and I am going to, I guess, decide which way is the back and color them in, string up some of the holes, probably two of them. I think I'll do these two with some of that baker's twine, and yeah, I am actually really liking this. The only other thing that I'm going to do as well is I'm actually going to fill in the center parts with some hot glue like I had originally planned to kind of give it that actual stained glass look. So I'm going to color, add my hot glue, and I will come back. And here it is, a simple yet surprisingly effective stained glass effect. Obviously this could be done to create much bigger pieces or an actual design instead of something geometric. I actually might add to this because I quite like it. All I did was use black Sharpie to kind of create that like black glue sort of thing that connects stained glass window panes if it's not actual metal pieces. So I really hope that you enjoyed watching this particular technique today, and I hope that it has inspired you or got you thinking about maybe some sort of fun stained glass pieces that you can create. If you'd like to see me make something a little more advanced with this, let me know and I can definitely put some effort into doing that, but I really just wanted to see if this technique would work and make something just quick and easy. So yeah, with all that said, I wanted to thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe, and hopefully I will be seeing you next week. I put out new videos every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and I'd love for you to be here for the next one. Thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you then. Bye!